So on Monday, I put a video up covering that I'd been sent 2 videos by the same person called Mortgages a Scam. And I mentioned in that video that there was just loads of misunderstanding. Basically, the guy didn't have much of a clue about how mortgages worked. And most of what he was saying was just blatant misinformation. So I'm going to fact check some of the claims he made in that video, go through them and let you know if it's something you should worry about or if it's just nonsense. So let's take a look. So one of his first claims was that a 2-year fixed rate mortgage will trap you in a deal for 30 years. Now that's obviously wrong, and it could have just been him getting confused. The 2-year fixed rate is how long you will be on that fixed interest rate and fixed monthly payment. The 30-year is the term of the mortgage. 2 different amounts of time. When your fixed rate deal ends, so when that 2-year fixed rate deal ends, you'd have 28 years left on your mortgage, and you would review that mortgage. You might go back into another 2-year fix, you might go for a 5-year fix, you might move house, you might borrow more to do an extension. There's loads of different things you could do at that time, which doesn't mean you're necessarily trapped in that deal for 30 years. And that brings me quite nicely onto claim 2, that most people only remortgage when they lose their job or get into financial difficulty. That's also wrong, and it makes no sense. Like, a loss of income, whether that's through financial difficulty or losing a job, can actually make remortgaging impossible, if not a lot more difficult. You're going to be unlikely to pass the affordability assessments at that point. What actually happens is most people will review their mortgage when their fixed rate deal ends, and that could be they go in for a 2-year fixed rate, a 3-year fixed rate, or a 5-year fixed rate, or even longer. Just depends what they go for in the first instance. At that point, you would review your mortgage, and you might remortgage, which is moving from one lender to another. And at that point, you could pay in lump sums to bring your mortgage term down. You could borrow more if you're doing extensions, or you might just stay with your existing lender on a like-for-like basis on a new deal. The third claim was that every time you remortgage, your term starts again. So 30 years could become 50 years. And again, that's obviously wrong. So let's just imagine for a second you have a 30-year mortgage on a 5-year fixed rate and you switch it after 5 years. If you keep everything like for like, you have 25 years left, not 30, not 50. And claim 5 was that UK house prices have halved since the 2008 crash. And again, that's incorrect in most cases. It's not nationally. Now, the Bank of England's own data said that between 2007 and 2008, house prices dropped by around about 20%. We haven't seen house prices halve in terms of value. We have seen reduction in value, mainly in London and the South Coast. But across other parts of the UK, for example in Scotland, we're seeing properties on average increase in value. You really need to be careful who you're getting information from online, particularly when it comes to mortgages, because so many people on here are just talking utter nonsense and they don't actually care if they're right or wrong. And hopefully you find this useful. Follow for more mortgage content like this.